Hey, it's Pete Cohen and welcome to the Mi365 podcast series. It's episode 130, and in today's episode we are going to be doing something pretty different, pretty unique. We're launching Mi365 Your Business. So if you're a business owner or if you're the sort of person that's looking to start your own business, then this is a podcast you really want to watch and listen to. And I'm going to be delivering this to you with my business partner, Mr. Ben Davis, who we've worked together for many years. And we're going to be giving you a whole load of practical information, tools, tips, techniques, and strategies to help you build a successful business. So enjoy, take notes, and let's help you take advantage of some incredible advice for you and your business today. So it's Pete Cohen and welcome to episode 130 of the Mi365 podcast series, and we're absolutely delighted today. We are launching the first ever Mi365 Your Business, and I actually have my friend, my business partner, the amazing Ben Davis. Ben, how are you?
I'm great, thanks.
Are you excited?
Very. We've been talking about this a long time, so it's good to put it into action.
I think we probably first started talking about this maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Some of you know that Mi365 has been in existence for a while, and we've helped lots and lots of people change their life. But lots of people have been taking what we have been doing and applying it to business, and some people have created a seriously better life for themselves. And our goal through the Mi365 podcast series is to really educate you, inform you, give you tips, tools, techniques, and strategies to help you take your business to a whole new level. Ben, what do you really want to happen from giving out this information and having these podcasts?
Yeah, so I've been in business a long time, and I speak to a lot of business owners, and one thing I see that separates like business owners is not their skill set at what they do or teach or sell. It all comes down to their mindset. And business is tough. Every day there's something that happens that you have to put a fire out, and it doesn't always go to plan. And it's the business owners that have the stronger mindset that are able to break through that and come up on top, that succeed. And I think a lot of people get into business originally because they have a passion for something. Yeah. And they do that, and they work a lot of hours, they put a lot of effort, energy, time, resources, money into that passion. And they grow their business, they generate sales, they start to get traction and money. And then you reach a certain point where you have to go to the next level, meaning you have to either bring in some team members to help you, or you have to spend more money on marketing or on the product to change it, or whatever it is. Yeah. And mindset obviously controls everything that we do. And it's so important as a business person, business owner, business leader, that you're consistently just improving your mindset and working on your mindset every day.
So this is what we're going to be delivering. We're so excited about this, and I have to explain to everyone here that Mi365 is a business, but I might be the front of it, but this was actually all Ben's idea, and that's something that we'll look at. But I think the first thing for everyone to be aware of is I've applied what Ben has shared with me. Not always. I've not always the easiest of people to work with, but I do listen. And we have built an extremely successful business, and we want this business to be a shining example to anyone that wants to start a business or anyone that wants to improve the business that they have. So Ben, why don't you just tell us, how did we actually meet? Because it's quite an interesting story.
Yeah, so we actually met in the gym. But if I go back from that, so probably it's good that I give a little bit of info.
Let's go back.
So I left school with no qualifications, super dyslexic, still am.
It's KO?
Yeah.
Sorry, okay. I'm dyslexic too.
But had a passion, always played rugby at a good level, and I was always interested in fitness, gym, because I was always in the gym for rugby. Yes. And started off as a lifeguard, like minimum wage. Thought it'd be like Baywatch, and it was nothing. It wasn't. Nothing like that. And then I started working in the gym. I qualified as a gym instructor, and again on minimum wage. And I think I was like 21, 22, and I was working a shift in the gym in the evening. But that morning, I was watching, like TV was on in my house, my parents' house where I was living at the time. I was eating breakfast, and on, I think it was this morning, was you.
Yeah.
With Eamon Holmes and I can't remember the lady's name now, but
yes, what Eamon Holmes' wife,
yeah,
whatever her name is. Yes.
And I was watching it, and you talking about overcoming fear or sort of helping someone, it all made sense. And then like I went to the gym, and later that day, like you walk in to the gym, and I straight away like knew who you were, and that's how it started.
Yeah, and I was quite arrogant actually because when you join a gym you have to have an assessment. I didn't want an assessment because I used to be an instructor myself. But Ben and I became friends. We started working out, and I actually asked Ben if he wanted to come along to a couple of events we were doing, weight loss events, speaking engagements at big vitality show in London. And Ben, out of the kindness of his heart, just wanting to learn, wanting to get better, he just came along and helped and supported us. And I was really humbled by that, seeing people who were prepared to get out of their comfort zone, to do things they weren't being paid to do. And then Ben started getting some coaching.
Yes.
And that really helped you in your business, right?
Yeah, so I think I want people watching this, listening to this, I want them to get something out of this, the business segment of the podcast, not just us talking about sort of where we've been and where we're going with the business. And I think the first thing is not enough people say yes to opportunities. They're sometimes a little bit like skeptical, or they like have self-doubt about something themselves or the person that they're interacting with. And like I knew like you had a ton of knowledge, and obviously you're older than me, and I knew that if I wanted to improve myself, I needed to just start hanging around with people that are successful. And you were doing these big shows like at the XL Arena, and there's like thousands of people that come to watch you speak. And I said yes to come and work for you, and I was working for free. But that's what you have to do if you have desire to be better. You just have to say yes to some opportunities. So the first thing that I want people to take away from this actual podcast is
say yes.
Say yes.
And it was interesting because Richard Branson's very well known for saying if someone offers you an opportunity and you get a good feeling about it, just say yes and then work out how to do it afterwards. And he gives a great example because Ben started getting coaching, and as everyone knows, I'm a massive fan of coaching. Coaching has really saved my life. Coaching's made me millions. Coaching saved my wife's life. Coaching made you a lot of money. You learn a lot through the power of coaching. But Ben actually gave me some advice, and I said no to his advice. He said, you should really get on Twitter. This is how long ago it was, right, when Twitter came about. And I was thinking, what does he know? The ego in me. And I didn't listen to him, but I saw what happened. You saw an idea, and you could obviously see Twitter was going to be huge, and it became massive. So he then gave me another idea, maybe 3 years ago. You said you should really get on Periscope. So Periscope was a social media app owned by Twitter, and you could go online with Periscope and people would start watching you, and I had people all over the world. And I thought, I'm listening to him this time, and it really took off. And it was just an idea, and I said yes. And then I think we always wanted to work together, and that kind of formulated us deciding to start Mi365, which we started a couple of years ago, and now it's become something extremely successful because we said yes. So that's the first bit of advice we want to give you, is just get into the habit of saying yes to more things, and you'll find more opportunities come your way. Over the next coming months, Ben, what are you excited about sharing with people that you feel will make a difference for people who are either thinking about starting a business outside of what they're currently doing, or perhaps they're already in business?
Yeah, so I know a lot of people watching this, a lot of people in our community, and maybe people that are watching this for the first time, like deep down inside of everyone has a passion for something, and they may be stuck in a job or a career that doesn't inspire them. Like they wake up in the morning and they're not motivated to go to work, but they go to work just because they need to earn that money to pay the bills and just to survive. But if you were to strip that back and ask them deep down, like, hey, do you really like the job that you have right now? A lot of people would say, you know what, it's not my passion, and I've just fallen into this career. And I deeply think that I really want to inspire a lot of the younger generation, because I see it right now. And one of our friends, we won't say her name because she may be listening to this. She went to university, and she was at university for 4 years, and she walked away with £40,000 sterling in debt. And she's sharing that with us. And to me, that just like blows my mind, because she's come out of university and she struggled to get employment, not because of her personality, skill set, or her qualification. It's just like lack of opportunities out there. And I think, not saying that university is bad and the school system, maybe we can do a segment of the podcast on that at a future date. But what I'm trying to get at is, sometimes in life, we're told to go to school, get good grades, then go to college, then go to university, then get a job. But for some people, like, that's not possible. Like, for me, it wasn't possible. I'm unemployable. I don't have a CV. I don't have any qualifications. If I was to write out a CV and put it next to someone, I wouldn't even get an interview.
Yeah.
And I know there's people out there similar to me, similar to you, that have that passion and desire to start something, but for whatever reason they've been held back from doing that, or they've started something already and they just want to go to the next level.
I think everyone needs help, right? Everyone needs support, and that's one of the things we're going to be putting together as a mastermind group, helping people work together. And I would encourage you to think of this podcast like a mastermind, because we're extremely serious about helping you wherever you are in your business. And we also will be asking you to help us shape this podcast moving forwards. And if there's any area on business you would like us to help and give advice on, then feel free to email us, info@mi365.me. And we will really look to help as many people as we can take their business to a whole new level. I mean, we're very similar in terms of being quite dyslexic, but I do have 3 degrees and left university. Even though I got grants, I still left in some debt. But I didn't really learn very much. And there are more people making $1 million now between 1 and 2 years than there ever has been in the history of man. But they haven't done that in a conventional way, with a job. So Corinthium, the company, I had a friend, they've just laid off 9,500 people. And that guy, my friend, has got 3 kids, and that's it, no more. Toys R Us are laying off 2,900 people. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a traditional job, but I think you're right about the passion. We want to help people become more passionate about what they're doing. What else do we want to do? We want to give some advice about how to use. I mean, this is one of the things you specialize in, and how to use social media, right?
Yeah. So my another business outside of Mi365.
Do you? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What is it?
So basically, we work with in the fitness industry, because that's where my roots are. We work with a lot of gym owners and education companies and like fitness entrepreneurs. And we do a lot of social media marketing, Facebook ads, marketing funnels, back-end automation for these guys and girls. And basically just the social media presence is what we do. So
our company has been applying the principles that Ben has learned and spent years investing in learning and understanding social media, because it's obviously an incredibly powerful tool, but most people just use it really, really poorly. So that's another area we definitely want to help you with. And I think another massive area is all around mindset. Business is a mindset. I have taught and lectured on Think and Grow Rich all around the world, which is probably one of the most successful business books of all time. And another one of our goals is to bring things like that to life. Our goal is not just to inspire you. Our goal is to help you apply some of what we are going to be sharing with you, right?
Yeah, no, definitely, because you need. Like, it's so easy to fall into like the norm of like wake up, check social media for 30 minutes in bed, go downstairs, eat a bad breakfast, be consumed by the news, which every day is horrible, terrible stuff going on around the world that you can't control, that influences your decisions. And for me, like, I consistently just educating myself, like, all the time. I'm always listening to podcasts. I'm always visually watching videos. From time to time, read books, but I'm more a visual and an audio person. And I think it's super important that, if you aspire to be more, create more, and give more to the world and help more people, that you need to be engaging in this type of learning, this podcast, and being a part of this community.
Well, it was Napoleon Hill that said the era of the go-getter is gone. It's the era of the go-giver. And we definitely want to give you definitely some inspiration to help you every single step of the way, because it's an incredible time. Both of us coming together, sharing our knowledge. I mean, I sold a business in 2003 for 2.4 million. Now you could think, how did that actually happen? Well, I never really planned for it, but there was a lot of hard work that went into it behind the scenes. Now, of course, actually ending up with the money. I never had money before, so I made some really poor decisions. We want you to learn from our experiences, and not just the mistakes that we've made, but from the many business owners that we've both worked with, who are now having an incredible success. In fact, a lot of the people who are on our daily coaching, as you alluded to right at the beginning, have made some significant changes in their life. So we want to teach you the best of the best, inspire you to be just go above and beyond what you probably thought was possible. So is there anything else that you want to say in terms of what else we want to make people aware of, and any other information we can give them today?
I think you just touched upon something like mistakes, and like I think I don't know one business owner that's not made one mistake ever, from like a spelling mistake in an email to an issue with a staff member or a customer, or something wrong with the product that they sell. Like it's just part and parcel of business, is that there's going to be mistakes, and it's pretty hard because as if you're a business owner or entrepreneur, like you want to also be a perfectionist, but you have to sort of learn to let go. And if you really want the business to impact more people, you need to get help. And from time to time, the help that you receive, sometimes things will, or not sometimes, things will go wrong.
Yeah.
And it's important to know that, and to be aware of those factors, and learn from those mistakes, so you can grow and pivot and continue to succeed in business.
So one of the things that we say a lot is we believe that everyone's future is unwritten, and they've got the power to change, but in order to get in touch with that power and manifest it, you often need help, you often need support. You look at anyone who's been successful, I can bet they didn't do it on their own. They used to call these things secret societies, where people came together, but they only came together for one reason: to help each other. And that's exactly why we're here. So we would love to hear from you. If you have anything that you would like us to deliver some information and wisdom on, we're more than happy to do that. As I said, you can email the show at info@mi365.me. Last year, we also launched our 365, which is our corporate initiative. It's a corporate wellness program that actually works, because we're empowering people to learn the things that everyone needs to learn around leadership, willpower, mindfulness, wellness. And that's what we're here to do, help you take your life to a whole new level.
I think with like our 365, like there's not one business in the whole world where like all of the staff are like 100% engaged in what that business wants to achieve. And I'm excited about our 365 because, I know the impact that you can have. And I remember the first ever time I heard you speak, and I was like blown away by it, because it reminded me, actually, when you go back to school, my school in particular, like none of the teachers like inspired me. You could clearly see that even though I was much younger, that those teachers were just there to collect a wage and get a good pension, and they weren't there to motivate, inspire their children in the class. And when I first heard you speak, like straight away, like it clicked. Like it made sense. It was entertaining, and it connected with me. And I know that you can have a massive impact with our 365 going into a corporation and motivating and inspiring the staff, so they perform better in their roles in the company, to then ultimately the business will then reach their goals.
Yeah.
And it's just super important to have, but you can't do this on your own, right? And this is why we partnered up, and then behind us we have a team of people who help us with the business every single day, from customer service to marketing to design and so on. And I'm just excited for this podcast, for our 365, for the school program that we're rolling out, which we've not really sort of spoken about. And I know this segment of the podcast is specific about business, but I think it's just great for us to talk and share what we're doing, where we're going, and who's coming along with us.
So take some time to reflect on what we've said. I think for me the biggest takeaway is just saying yes. Just say yes more, because When you say yes more, you're accepting more opportunities into your life. And stay tuned in to what we're doing. Let us help you, because we know that within every human being there is a desire for betterment. There is a desire to grow, to learn. And if you're not careful, you can come to the end of your life and meet the person that you could have been. And someone once said to me, what's the most expensive land in the world? And I tried to be clever and say, I don't know, somewhere where there's lots of diamonds. And he said, no, the graveyard. I said, well, what do you mean by that? He goes, the graveyard is full of people who died with loads of ideas and things that they could have done this, and they could have written a book, and whatever. Let's not could have, would have, should have. Let's make some stuff happen. So, Ben, thank you for, working with me on this. And I can't begin to tell you what his advice has done for the business that we have. And now we want to pay that forwards, play it and pay it forward. So we will see you next time for another Mi365 podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. Goodbye. Should we give a little wave? Goodbye. Thank you.